Now we transition to jittering the points using a divergence-free curl noise vector field. Because the field is divergence-free, the points are not moved directly away from or towards each other. Compared to ordinary jittering on the left, we obtain a more evenly spread out collection of points with blue noise properties. A key benefit of our method is that we can generate the point collection implicitly. Given a query point, we can find the closest curl noise jittered point. As shown here, this allows us to render an arbitrary slice of an unbounded collection.
Thank you.
Generalized barycentric coordinates can be used to interpolate a deformation of a cage onto its interior. We propose a formulation that enables us to constrain neural fields to represent valid barycentric coordinates, even with randomly initialized network weights. Our method enables the use of arbitrary optimization objectives, including deformation-aware ones.
Inextensible straight flat strips are widely used in architectural constructions. They can be described as rectifying strips in differential geometry. We provide computational tools for the design of shapes from rectifying strips with controllable inclinations. They can form various patterns and fulfill constraints that are required for specific applications, such as grid shells and shading systems. Welcome to our talk.
Have a low sampling budget? Are you tired of Monte Carlo temporal noise?
Flicker again! Stop it. Get some help.
We are taking things to the next level by leveraging properties of the human visual system. Discover how to optimize sample sets to achieve higher perceptual fidelity than the current state-of-the-art methods. But that is not all. If you attend our talk, we will also uncover how to include explicit filtering.
For free.
So, do not wait and join our session.
No monitors were heard. Thank you.
Imagine describing the surface of a material. You might be saying it is transparent, colorful, or glossy. As you realize, gloss plays a critical role in shaping our material perception. However, there is a problem. The gloss level of real object is different from the displayed version. You may think, well, I went through all the accurate ISP pipelines, monitor is calibrated, why does this gloss discrepancy persist? The reason lies in the limited capability of displays to reproduce real-world vision signals. Could the stereoscope solve it? Could it be a matter of dynamic range or the luminance level? Join our presentation for the answers.
Thank you.
Caustics produced by lab passes containing multiple specular vertices pose a challenge to unbiased Monte Carlo rendering. This work proposed the first solution to important sampling these discrete specular chains in a continuous path space. Our key idea is to fit a continuous distribution from historical path samples for C-chain sampling. Our methods outperforms existing solutions, especially in senses with containing long specular chains and complex visibilities. Please visit our talk for more details. Thank you.
In 1994, Art Owen invented Art Owen scrambling. And this year we invented Art Owen scrambling. So here's a comparison. So they look pretty the same, as you can see from this scrambling. But let's look at how they scramble a point set. This is a Sobol point set. Oh, it's typical. And let's look at the frequency spectrum. It looks identical. So come to our talk to see what's the big difference. Thank you.
You are a great wizard in the world of path integrators. You throw magic at crappy samples to make them beautiful. But have you experienced boils? A special medical condition caused by over-reuse, which often happens during fast camera motion. Sudden exposure to strong light. Perhaps the worst of all, not acclimated to harsh environment, even up to denoising. Don't worry, we have you covered. Introducing Chris, a special medicine that pushes restir one bounce further to avoid over-reuse. With Chris, you can say no to boils.
Thank you.
Low FPS, low resolution. With our designed modulars, we propose entice, a framework for joint extrapolation and supersampling. For half frames, entice takes low-resolution frames and G-buffers from rendering engine to generate high-resolution frames. And for the other half frames, it only needs G-buffers to generate high-resolution frames. These half frames are extrapolated, so there is much lower latency compared to the interpolation. Now, it becomes smoother and more clear. Please come to our presentation for more details about how it works. Thank you.
Displacement mapping and shell mapping create geometry in a shell. Rectilinear rays in shell space become curved rays in texture space. By representing them using quadratic rational functions, highly detailed geometry can be rendered efficiently with a small amount of memory. Thank you.
Oil painting of you? Maybe your friend wants to know how they would look as a character in an animated movie. Previous personalization techniques could take up to several minutes to learn each person. Come see how we're able to generate these images for anyone and much more in just 2 seconds without needing to solve any optimization procedure. We call our approach Phase 0, and our session is Friday morning. Thank you.
We present text-to-cinemagraph, a novel task of generating artistic-style cinemagraphs from text, where a user can input text prompt, and our method generates a cinemagraph based on the provided user text prompt description. Our method can generate cinemagraphs in diverse artistic styles and also works for different fluid elements like water, clouds, and smoke. Users can also choose to control the course direction of motion in the generated cinemagraphs with just text. Please come to our session, Text to Anything, this Friday to check out more cinemagraph results. Thank you.
I have stable diffusion. I have optimal flow. We render a video. Welcome to our video talk. Thank you.
Given a single image with multiple visual concepts indicated by masks, our method can break the image into parts by learning a distinct token for each concept. We can then use the tokens to resynthesize the individual concepts or combinations of them in various contexts. Our technique enables a myriad of image editing and manipulation applications. We can generate variations of one image such that they all contain the main concepts. We can decompose an image with composite objects into distinct concepts and apply each of them to other objects.
Ever wondered how you'd look with bangs? Wishing your cat could pull off the ultimate grumpy face? We've got you covered. We modulate image feature maps during inversion with clip text embeddings, resulting in much more accurate manipulations compared to the existing approaches, especially for complex descriptions involving multiple attribute changes. Our approach generalizes to many domains. Come to our presentation for more details.
We present adaptive shells, a neural radiance field formulation that greatly accelerates rendering while maintaining fidelity. The key insight is that scene contents have varying spatial complexity. Hard surfaces can be represented well by a single point, while fuzzy areas such as foliage and hair need more samples along the rays. Our method derives adaptive inner and outer shells that spatially bound the scene and renders only within the shells. It naturally unifies volume rendering and surface rendering, supporting fuzzy materials, unbounded scenes, and applications such as animation and simulation.
So our work is about novel utensilles of the real world. We jointly optimize the radiance field and the camera process for large-scale scenes in parallel. And our method can produce high-quality renderings with far backgrounds and reflections. So come to our talk. Thank you.
To accelerate radiance field training, the existing wisdom is to design sampling strategies for points along the ray. In this paper, we propose an orthogonal new direction, that is, to design the sampling strategy for rays. We found that this simple idea can significantly accelerate the training and is general to different representations. Here are some results. The point sampling strategy of baseline and ours is the same. The difference is that baseline uniformly selects rays, while ours selects rays according to the learned strategy. Acceleration is visualized on the left and bottom. Sampling probability for rays is on the right. If interested, welcome to our talk.
See you on Friday. Thank you.
Nerf is impressive. However, it is slow to render. This leads to noticeable jitter during interaction. Our method can speed up rendering for arbitrary nerves, including tensor and instant NGP, achieving real-time frame rates without scene approximation or baking, typical in other real-time methods. Naive nerf uses dense ray marching with multiple samples per pixel, while our method with Monte Carlo sampling and denoising requires just 1 to 5 samples. Check out our talk on Mechner for more details.
Neural radiance fields can generate high-quality images, but it has a slow rendering speed. One reason is that NERF uses ray marching, which is a biased estimator and requires a large number of samples. So we introduce regular tracking in the inference phase of NERF, which is an unbiased Monte Carlo rendering method. However, using high samples per pixel results in slower performance. How to use this unbiased method with a fast rendering speed? To learn more, please come to see our talk. Our method is about 2 times faster than baseline and significantly outperforms NERF by several orders of magnitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Naively compositing a subject from one image to another results in unrealistic composite due to the mismatch in illumination. We propose a method to perform illumination-aware compositing by separately harmonizing albedo and shading. Our method works on diverse imagery. For example, we can composite an outdoor image onto an indoor scene. The method is completely self-supervised and can even adapt to image content to estimate accurate relighting of the foreground. Come to our talk on Friday to learn more. Thanks.
We present SIGGRAPH, the first monocular video-based motion capture that regresses hand and face motions along with the deformations arising from their interactions. SIGGRAPH estimates deformations using a neural network component solely from a single video and demonstrates highly plausible interactions. Our approach also shows reasonable generalizability across in-the-wild identities unseen during the training.
Thank you.
Most smartphone manufacturers adopt a hybrid zoom system, commonly a wide camera at a low zoom level and a telephoto camera at a high zoom level. To simulate zoom levels between wide and tele, these systems crop and digitally upsample images from wide, leading to significant detail loss. In this paper, we propose an efficient system for hybrid zoom super resolution on mobile devices, which captures a synchronous pair of wide and tele shots and leverages machine learning models to align and transfer details from tele to wide. Our method generates a 12-megapixel image in 500 milliseconds on a mobile platform under extensive evaluation on real-world scenarios.
Thank you. In this presentation, we introduce a universal interactive story visualization system. Initially, the STUOP module transforms story into prompt score. Subsequently, the tool creates various logical layouts. Then, C2TWE generates images steered by layouts, sketches, and character-specific identifiers. Lastly, IWOP animates the created images. First, we use GT4 to create a story featuring a prince and a cat. We then transform it into prompts required for subsequent steps. Through the tool module, we obtain a variety of logical layouts, allowing users to customize and refine the layout. We then define characters using several images. Considering the multimodal inputs, we employ the C2TWE component to synthesize images for the specified character. Thank you.
Have you ever tried to experiment with fast differentiable graphics models like InstantNGP, but found it difficult because they're all written in low-level languages like CUDA, and since they don't have autodiff, the gradients are handwritten, and modifying them can be really hard? Or have you wanted to use differentiable rendering into your existing system, say to optimize some set of parameters, but you didn't want to maintain a duplicate of your framework, your renderer in a differentiable framework? If you answered yes to either question, please come to our talk on Slang.d, a fully differentiable shading language that's compatible with HLSL and interoperates with ML frameworks. We'll show how you can differentiate existing renderers, port hand-differentiated models, and more. Thank you.
We present NodeGit, a practical method to diff and merge procedural node graphs in collaborative projects. We version the graphs directly, rather than their textual representations. Diffing graph structures is known to be computationally infeasible. Thus, we propose an approximate algorithm tailored to our problem domain. We tested the proposed approach both on manual edits and on a large set of randomized modifications of procedural geometry and materials. We compared our method with state-of-the-art algorithms, showing that our approach outperforms existing techniques.
Thank you. See you on Friday.
If you can reconstruct my body, I'll grant your wish.
We can do it with tomography. Just cast light, detect the absorption from different directions.
Ah, young kids. Remember, I'm time variant. Think you can match my speed?
Let's call our peers to eliminate the time spent on movement. We can use learned lighting patterns to simultaneously scan the object. It would be a lot quicker and smarter.
Well done. What's your wish?
Come to our talk to see how we build static visible light tomography prototype with 5 kilometers optical fibers forming 1920 sources and detectors. Applying learned illumination multiplexing achieves real-time acquisition and reconstruction.
Friday noon. Thank you.
Our new method provides a quantum speed-up to Monte Carlo rendering. Unlike on classical computers, where many light paths must be traced individually through the scene to generate samples, which are then used with Monte Carlo integration to achieve O of 1 over square root of n convergence, our method uses a quantum walk to simultaneously trace all possible light paths, resulting in a quantum state that can be used with quantum numerical integration to achieve quadratically faster convergence than is possible on classical computers. If you want to find out more, come to our talk on Friday.
Texture mapping requires parameterizing 3D meshes into separate UV patches, and then packing the irregular patches into a texture atlas with high packing efficiency. The packing problem is NP hard and remains difficult to find high-quality solutions. We propose a learning-based 2D irregular shape packing pipeline to tackle this problem. Compared with previous methods, our method achieves higher packing efficiency. For more details, please come to our talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Given a set of source objects stacked on a workspace, our goal is to pack all the objects compactly into a target container. We propose a full solution pipeline to solve this 3D transport and packing problem. We employ 2 RGBD cameras to observe the workspace, one for the source object information, and another for the candidate packing locations in the target container. By computing the matching score of different pairings of box state and candidate location, our packing network simultaneously selects an object to pack and determines the final packing location. The whole process will repeat until all the objects are packed.
Thank you.
Hey team, pack and cousin.
Okay, sir. Well, let's begin with the big ones, and place them in the bottom left corner. It seems they could be swapped. Wait, what?
Stupid human being! Let's have all the
That's amazing! But how?
We learned graded food, you idiot!
If you want to learn graded fields, come and join us this Friday afternoon. Thank you.
Automatic reconstruction of 3D shape from single drawing can fail by being too soft, too flat, having missing details, or even worse. But humans do this task well. We conjecture their secret is to break drawing into primitive parts and then use them to mentally build the shape. Our system does the same. We first use deep learning to extract primitives, and then solve clever optimization problem to adjust them, creating sharp angles aligned with the drawing. Our session is on Friday. Come and see this and many more pretty pictures.
Facial expressions are diverse. Even for the same expression, different faces tell different stories through unique mouth actuations, marking individual styles. But how can we transfer the mouth actuation from the source to the target? Enter our data-driven implicit mouth actuation model, it achieves that. Our method also supports physics-based retargeting, avoiding knee penetration, and generating other physical effects like bone reshaping. Join us for more details on Friday. Thank you.
3D human digitalization has been a hot research topic in recent years, and facial hair is important to create realistic digital humans. In this work, we aim to reconstruct 3D eyebrows from single-view images. The first challenge is the lack of data. To address this issue, we built the first 3D eyebrow dataset and proposed a novel system for single-view eyebrow reconstruction. Our dataset contains 400 high-quality 3D eyebrow models. Here are several data samples in our dataset. And some results from our system are shown here. Hope to see you in our talk Friday. Thank you.
We introduced GroomGen, a high-fidelity neural representation of hair models. We decompose hairstyle into 3 hierarchical levels and build corresponding latent spaces. In this way, GroomGen can generate diverse hairstyles from random latent vectors. We also accept user input for the detailed local structure control. GroomGen can also interpolate between hairstyles in the latent space, as well as perform hairstyle arithmetic. We also support neural quasi-symmetric simulation. Thank you.
Continuous wave time-of-flight cameras measure the travel time of light to capture depth. Like traditional cameras, such systems can be sensitive to the dynamic range of real-world scenes. For instance, bright nearby objects can saturate the sensor, while farther objects can simultaneously be underexposed. To address these issues, we propose a novel light source based on computer-generated holography that redirects light from bright to dark regions. This light redistribution mitigates the aforementioned saturation and underexposure effects. We validate these ideas in a real-world setup, showing that depth is empirically improved across the scene.
Have you ever heard changing pitch of a moving car? Such phenomenon is known as the Doppler effect. Doppler cameras utilize this Doppler effect on amplitude modulation signal and compute the radial velocity of moving object. In this work, we introduce an efficient rendering algorithm to simulate such Doppler camera in a physically accurate manner. Compared to naive sampling method, our proposed method shows orders of magnitude lower variance. Thank you for listening.
Non-line of sight imaging is a technique for looking around the corner to detect hidden objects. We capture and utilize transient measurements to reconstruct a 3D scene. The phaser field imaging method is powerful and practical, but it depends on specific parameters to perform well. The output quality greatly depends on the imaging parameters, but the manual selection of these parameters is time-consuming. We introduce a self-calibration technique for NLOS imaging parameters. Please join us for our talk. Thank you.
Modeling the light rays with planet function has been widely investigated in diverse applications, such as imaging and rendering. However, it does not consider the wave properties of light. Therefore, we define the spectral parametric field to incorporate spectrum and polarization in ray modeling. In this work, we propose neurospectral parametric field NSPOF and take a first step on acquiring, modeling, and rendering spectral parametric fields. By using NSPOF, we can demonstrate diverse applications. We will describe more details in our talk. Thank you.
Do you also have receipts that you want to reimburse, but rather than this, they look like this? And you left your flatbed scanner at home? Again? Don't worry, because we printed UV grids to generate training data for your document on warping network. The UV grids allow us to composite a deformed document texture with the photo of the warped piece of paper. This way we can create many warped document images without the need for a render engine, thus preserving the realistic appearance of the paper. We use this data to teach a neural network how to unwarp document images. With the help of our novel training data, our small and simple network achieves state-of-the-art performance. Come to our talk if you'd like to find out more about the details.
Model reduction can significantly accelerate simulations. But they are stuck with one mesh because their bases are constructed for the particular discretization. Our method offers additional flexibility. Our bases are represented by continuous neural fields, making it discretization-free. Now we can do topology changes, cutting, and changing characters. Please come to see our talk at Deformable Solids on Friday afternoon. Thank you.
I'd love to make this crab simulation run in real time, but not with this weird soft jello material. A more realistic, heterogeneous material looks much nicer, but makes standard Newton solvers too slow to converge for real-time applications. And cutting these solvers short leads to energetic damping artifacts. We propose a reduced-space mixed finite element solver, which both runs in real time and preserves energy even when cut short. This mammoth from the Smithsonian is composed of soft joints, muscles, and stiff bones with over 90,000 vertices and 500,000 tets. We can simulate a winter storm thrashing it around and observe a wide range of rich deformable effects in real time on a CPU. Please come see our talk if you want to see if it survives.
Linear finite elements are popular in thin shell simulation, and our research introduced the innovative formulation of quadratic finite elements. We extend the hinge-based bending energy to curved quadratic elements. Our method alleviates kinematic locking inherent in linear elements, which often results in triangulation-based anisotropic deformation. Our formulation also features inflexible coupling with creases and elastic rods. Welcome to our session. Thank you.
Artists often need to reshape 3D models by changing the relative proportions of different model parts. Manual reshaping is highly time-consuming. As shown in this video, professional artists took over 5 hours to reshape this chair. Existing deformation methods are not designed for reshaping, and they just produce results undesirable for this task. Our slippery-preserving 3D reshaping method allows both professionals and amateur users to easily produce reshaping results aligned with human expectations. And we outperform existing alternatives by a large margin. Come to our talk on Friday to learn more.
For 3D models, modifying their geometric features is relatively easy. However, achieving real-time alterations to their topological attributes is quite challenging. We observe that the settle points of the sign distance function provide useful hints for altering surface topology. Based on this key observation, we propose a Hessian-based field deformer for topology-aware shape editing. In this way, our interactive system lets users edit both topology and geometry of the surface in real time. So come to our talk on Friday if you want to know how the deformer works. Thank you.
In this work, we present an efficient gradient-based method for reconstructing complex human motions with physical constraints. Our approach reformulates human motion dynamics through a differentiable physical consistency loss within an augmented search space that accounts for contact and also camera alignment. This enables us to transform the motion reconstruction task into a single-level trajectory optimization problem. Experimental results demonstrate that our method can reconstruct complex human motions from in the wild videos in minutes, which is really showing
a real-time method that estimates accurate human motion with sparse body-mounted INUs and a camera, adept at handling severe occlusions, dark environment, challenging motions, and even people out of camera viewing field. In contrast to vision-based techniques, our method demonstrates robustness and the capability to accurately capture human motion, even when visual signals are corrupted. Moreover, it efficiently mitigates the typical drift problem that arises in INU-based methods. So feel free to attend our talk if you have an interest.
Thank you.
We present a locality-based learning method for automatically cleaning and solving optical motion capture data. Our method can solve large body motions and fine hand motions. Our method demonstrates robustness in handling simultaneous occlusions, long-duration occlusions, and outliers, which are frequently observed in hand markers. See you in the technical papers session.
Thank you.
We introduce a deep reinforcement learning method based on the simulation of a single, rigid body character. Due to the reduced dimension of state and action space, the learning process is sample efficient. The physical simulation and policy learning are conducted on the SRB character, and the final full body motion is kinematically generated from the simulated SRB states. Our policy has the ability to cope with environments that have not been experienced during learning, such as running on uneven terrain or pushing a box, and transitions between learned policies without any additional learning.
Thank you.
We present Close MOCAP, a method to reconstruct close interactions from multiple videos. Our method recovers stable 3D human poses even under challenging interactions. The method can be applied to different scenes without the need for real data. Our method serves as a starting point for many downstream tasks. For more information, come to visit us during the conference.
Thank you.
Do you still keep your favorite toys from your childhood? Our method can bring them back to life, free from the storage room and into your virtual world. Our method uniquely addresses aliasing in 3D reconstruction, allowing you to recover more details than before, revealing the hidden beauty in your favorite toys. With our hybrid representation, our method captures and recovers continuous levels of detail, enabling to create your virtual toys with different precision levels. You can edit your toys with different colors and textures, creating a unique experience for each toy. Welcome to our talk.
Please come to our talk for more details in this Friday afternoon. Thank you.
Based on the natural property of SDF, we introduce a novel regularization term designed to enforce the singularity of the SDF's Hessian matrix. This approach not only suppresses the occurrence of ghost geometry, but also simultaneously maintains the details of the geometry.
See you on Friday. Thank you.
Neural graphics primitives have emerged as a general representation for radiance fields, geometry, textures, and more. This technology even allows you to turn photographs into interactive 3D scenes at lightning-fast speeds. These neural fields, however, tend to be quite large, taking up many megabytes of storage and precious international travel mobile bandwidth. Existing methods to compress this tend to compromise reconstruction and inference speeds, but not ours. Our work, Compact NGP, gives you the best of the both worlds. Here's a NERF at 1 megabyte, 3.5 times smaller than instant NGP, but just as fast. We can even compress 2.5 times more than JPEG, and come check out our talk to find out how. Thank you.
You can create complex sign distance fields by composing simple SDFs using CSG operations, right? Well, actually, these operations produce pseudo-SDFs, fields which are iconal but do not obey the distance property. This can lead to errors downstream, like in the surface offsetting task. We tackle this problem on neural SDFs, introducing the closest point loss, which is able to penalize invalid pseudo-SDF regions, unlike widely used previous losses. Using our loss, we formulate a way to produce true neural SDFs for solutions to CSG operations. Adding a parameter space to our network, we can solve whole families of these problems by training a single network. And we can solve the related split volume problem, too. Come to our talk for more SDFs.
Given a point cloud, we aim to estimate the oriented normal with consistent orientation for each point. Previous methods usually conduct a two-stage pipeline, i.e., unoriented normal estimation and normal orientation, while our method achieves this through neural gradient learning and gradient vector optimization. Our method consists of two parts. 1. The neural gradient learning to estimate inaccurate but correctly oriented gradients. 2. The gradient vector optimization to refine the coarse gradients to obtain accurate normals. We compare the oriented normals and reconstructed surfaces of a non-uniform point cloud.
Okay, that is a wrap. I want to thank you all for staying here. And we have a very, very exciting program to look forward to. But before I conclude the fast forward session, I want to introduce the leader of our unsung hero team. And that is our AV team who orchestrated this perfectly behind the scene to keep us on time. Well, they did not anticipate the AV crash thanks to too many submissions. So let me introduce you really the last person who leads this AV team, Siva Kumar.
Thank you, Ming, and I would like to thank the rest of my team members, Benny Gracia, Pisut, Anand Sai, RK, and other team members who has really helped us to put together this show. Thank you very much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you all.